1, 2, 3, jump.
Thanks for joining us on the Texan Live High School Football Wrap-Up Show, presented by, or sponsored by, Cron.com. Shaun, Bijani, Bert Brocker here. Another exciting weekend of high school football. A great show for you before we get to a lot of the high school highlights this evening. We've got a great show, and we're going to be joined by Bailey Logsdon later on. She's got the male and female athletes of the week. Can't wait to see those, but before we get to that, Bert, an amazing night in high school football.
Well, it really does. And this year, with everything getting started as late as it did, with coming off of Harvey, even though we're in week 5, we're really only in week 3. So a lot of great action out here in the Houston area tonight. Last night we had some games, had some winning streaks that were actually knocked off, big ones, and we'll talk about that in a little bit.
Yeah, I can't wait to get to the big one. There was one of those. Let's first get to a top 20 matchup. Spring and Westfield this evening. Spring coming in ranked 18th in the Houston Chronicle rankings put out this past week. Westfield at number 3. They had a huge win a couple of weeks ago over North Shore Senior High. Tonight they were out at George Stadium. A couple of squads, Bert, looking to go improve to 3-0, 2-0 squads this evening. Let's take you out there. Michael Silvers was on the call.
Backs, ball on the left hash mark. On 3rd down and 10. Snap back, Gibson. Looking, throws it down the left sideline. Wide open is the wide receiver, Shaun James. He takes it inside the 10 and into the end zone for the touchdown. Mustangs take over. Right to left from the 39. Gibson, screen pass, complete far side. That is a throw down the middle of the field. It is complete. Inside the 20-yard line, Noah Massey, and he will take it to the house. It's another Westfield touchdown. Sacks. 3rd down and 3. Westfield show blitz. And a drop snap by McDowell, flag down. He's going to air it out right sideline. What a catch by Pearson! And he takes it into the end zone for the touchdown as he beat the one-on-one coverage of Dorian Hawkins. That flag should be an offside and a free play, and Spring have scored to cut the lead in half.
They're bringing a special unit for this particular.
So they're not. It's going to be Willie Smith. And Willie Smith lumbers straight ahead, and at the goal line, he's in for the touchdown.
Either way, it was going to be a first down, and Spring was going to keep the ball. But he just kept trucking and got in there, and now Spring has a shot to take its first lead of the game.
The snap will come from Jawan Singletary. Here we go. Snap, placement, the kick on the way. It's got the distance. And it is good! Westfield wins it in overtime. They remain undefeated with a 15-12 overtime victory.
Impressive victory by Westfield this evening. That clutch kick by Brandon Amaya to end the game in overtime. And again, Bert, I can't overstate this. A huge win for Westfield after knocking off North Shore a couple of weeks ago in almost dominating fashion.
Well, and the thing is, this game tonight kind of sets the tone for that district. These two teams, a lot of rivalry there. And Spring had an opportunity to win this ball game. They actually tied it up 12-12. 4 extra points were missed during regular.
Right.
And, and that is a big deal. And then to win it the way they did, Spring missed a field goal opportunity on their first overtime possession. And then, of course, as you said, Brandon knocking through the winning field goal and winning 15-12 in that ball game. And more importantly, getting a strong victory for the Westfield.
Important win, and it wasn't the only overtime game that we saw tonight. Dickinson and Friendswood also needed extra time. Number 5 Dickinson, Bert, I think a high ranking here in 6A, facing number 20 Friendswood this evening out at Henry Winston Stadium. it was a really intense game. You and I had a chance to see the final few moments of it. Paul DeVore was on the call.
Two receivers to the far side. Snap comes back to Hurst. He's going to swing it back around here. He's got a reception, and the Gators are going to be there, but not until looks like number 6, Ben Redding, is down to the 1 yard line. Package with a single receiver to the far side. Hurst takes the snap, turn and hand it off, and bowling into the end zone. Yes or no? Touchdown, Friendswood. Down to the 8 yard line, and it'll bring up a 2nd down and about 4 then for the Gators. Boy, they are going quickly. They're not even looking to the sideline. They want to run it. Single set back to the left of Collins. Hand it to Miles. Got a block. Got the middle, and touchdown, Miles Lewis. 3 receivers to the far side. Bring one of those receivers in motion toward the line. Now hand it off to Miles Lewis, looking for a block. He's got a big hole. Miles cuts back up the middle. Miles is on the run. He's at the 50. Miles at the 40. Miles Lewis down to the 30. He's got one man to beat. Miles Lewis to the 5. Touchdown. To the near side, but I don't think we'll look there. Turn and hand it off, and that is a touchdown. So they'll move the football to about the 6 yard line. They'll go fast, 1st and goal. Hand it off to Miles Lewis up the middle. Touchdown. Now running again at 1:18 to go. Spot the ball at the 31 yard line of Dickinson. Twins left and right, and a back to the right of Lee this time. Has a nice pocket. Now he's going to roll to his right. Throws down the field. It's up. It is caught. Touchdown.
What a nice catch. He timed his lead perfectly to catch that football right over the defender. Friendswood knocking on the door right here for the win with 1:03 left. Ball.
Spot the ball at the 20 yard line. Chris Welch will hold it. And Riley Martinez will try a 30 yard field goal to try to tie this football game. Welch asks for the snap. It comes back. It's good. Riley's kick is on the way. It is going to be good. Riley Martinez nails it with 4 seconds to go, and we've got a tie ball game here at Henry Winston Stadium. Out of the hold of Bell. The snap is back. Whitman's kick is on the way. It is long enough, and it is good. So in the top of the 2nd overtime, Whitman is good on this try from 40 yards away, and now the Mustangs lead the Gators by a score of 27-24. Gators are going to try a field goal. It would be a 28-yard field goal from Riley Martinez, spotted at the near hash, out of the hole to Chris Welch. This would be to tie it and send it to a 3rd overtime. The ball is on the way, and it is no good. It's wide to the left, and the Friendswood Mustangs are going to win the game 27-24 in the opening round of District 24 6A play. And Mike Arm.
Dickinson improves to 3-0, while Friendswood drops to even 500 at 2 up and 2 down. I want to kind of go back, Bert. We just saw that highlight. I thought it was an interesting call by Dickinson. With 12 seconds remaining in regulation, they elect to go ahead and kick the field goal to tie the ball game on 2nd down.
Well, and more importantly than that, in that particular situation, they had a timeout, and the clock was stopped.
Right.
So that was one of those situations where really surprised you didn't see some kind of just pylon throw to try to win the ball game right there. Instead, the confidence in his kicker, which Coach Nelson had, he kicked it through. But it came back in the 2nd overtime, 2nd week in a row the Dickinson Gators have been there. And tonight, looked like they were in a great place in the 2nd overtime. Friendswood has to try a 40-yarder, and I want to make sure it's Sam Whitman knocked it through, and that gave Friendswood a 3-point lead at that time. But the Dickinson Gators had the ball and an opportunity. All they got to do is score a touchdown, they win the game. Instead, they go down there, short field goal, only 27 yards, and unfortunately, this week lose a tough 2 overtime game where last week they won one.
Right, yeah, very difficult one to lose. And again, I'm still kind of baffled at that one, but those guys, the head coaches, they get paid the big bucks to make those tough decisions. And it was a great ball game this evening between Dickinson and Friendswood. And we mentioned a lot of action this evening. Tomball and Willis was an absolute barn burner. Tomball 4th ranked in the area in 5A, looking to go 4-0 to start the season, Bert. You and I were talking about this game a little bit earlier. I think he called it one of the greatest turnarounds in high school football this year, potentially. If Tomball was to win, we'll take you out there and let you see the highlights. There, and that tied the ball game up at 7 apiece, and we head now to the third opening play of the third quarter. Colton Stevens, 70 yards, runs it into the end zone. Nobody's catching this guy, and that right there really made this one a ball game. Willis and Tomball, 14-14. Late third quarter, as you see it here. Read option, quick swing pass out to the right, and in over the left corner of the end zone. Touchdown, right there as they take a 21-14 lead. And the final in this ball game, Bert, was what, 27-21, I believe?
No, it actually ended up 21-14, and that's where it was. And Tomball did a great job late in that ball game of picking up some first downs and coming out of there with their fourth victory. And, it's just unbelievable what they've done this year. And, I'm sure they're really proud of what program out there. Coach Sebo's out there as athletic director now. Know him well. So super excited for what he's done out there and hiring these new coaches and, of course, getting it accomplished this year. A
new staff, a perfect 4-0 record the first 4 weeks of the season. I mean, it's impressive all the way around. I mean, that's some tough stuff to do. We'll talk about Pearland coming up a little bit later on. They've got a new head coach. Did they get a big win? We're going to take you out to Thursday night's action, actually, where we also saw some great games. Cy Fair and Cy Ranch. Alex Del Barrio was on the call. Terrific ball games last night. Take a look.
Richmond lined up as a tight end here. They got one man in the backfield. Under center is Arnold. They'll put a man in motion here, taking the snap. Handoff goes to the tailback here, left side it goes to Woods. Finds some room down the sideline, across the 30, the 20, and he's going to make it all the way to the end zone. Touchdown! 1:59. Clock is stopped on the time remaining here in this opening quarter. 7-0 lead here for the Bobcats. They're driving, but the 3rd and 16 here. Arnold back to pass, firing over the middle. It's caught and complete, and a lot of running room ahead for Richmond. Across the 30, the 25, 20, to the 10, and out of bounds at the 5-yard line. It's the tailback under the I formation goal line set. And it's going to be a quarterback keeper. Arnold pushed into the end zone. No signal yet. Touchdown. Cam Arnold with the quarterback keeper. Makes it 13-0 Bobcats. 3rd and 6. Offset I formation. Woods in the backfield as the tailback. Woods on the play action. No, here's Arnold. Eludes the rush. Steps up in the pocket. He's got a man. It's the tight end at the 5 and plunges forward. Did he get in? No, they say he's down at the 1-yard line with the reception there, the tight end.
Alex Del Barrio on the call, and again a big win for Cy Fair as they beat Cy Ranch 21-3. Bert, huge win for Cy Fair and an important one, to say the least. 27-game district win streak for Cy Ranch dating back to 2014 comes to an end in dominating fashion by Cy Fair. An impressive win for them.
Well, in Cy Fair this year, they came into the season believing that they had a shot at going deep into the playoffs, have an opportunity. This is our 3rd year of covering that district. And every week, every team, and they start their district earlier than everybody else because of the way they're aligned. So their district play actually starts 2 weeks before most of the other teams. Next year, it'll be a little different. They're going to have a couple more schools added to it. So I believe the way they'll divide that up. But next year's next year. Right now, Cy Fair really looks good. Their defense played a great game. And, of course, the offense did what they needed to do scoring 21 points last night.
Absolutely, and again, an incredible win streak snapped with the victory by Cy Fair over Cy Ranch. Mayde Creek and Morton Ranch. You had the Rams and the Mavericks in a battle on Thursday night. Stud quarterback Keontae Fiapui for the Rams. Well, he did his thing, and you'll see it here in this highlight package.
In the gun, Desueto and strong wide left. Fiacapui keeps it himself up the middle, breaks past 20, 25, 30. He's going to go across midfield, and this is a foot race that Keontae Fiacapui is going to win by 10 yards. 96-yard touchdown run. Takes a snap, loses the handle. Now he's got to keep it himself. Gets to the outside. 20, 25, 30. First down the sideline. He's running again. Cuts back upfield at the 40. Gets a block. 20. He's going to go. 10, 5. Touchdown. Fans and bands are running for cover under the overheads. Ross, quarterback keeper, bounces it left side. 5. Touchdown. Mavericks. They got one-on-one wide to the left. Ross looking to throw. Fires right side towards the end zone. Touchdown! Josh Gatton with the touchdown catch. 30 yards. And the Mavericks are an extra point away from taking the lead. In motion, that's Hueri, and Hueri's got the first down the far sideline. Can he outrun everyone? 20, 10, 5, touchdown Rams! Ross in the gun. Quarterback keeper, left side. He's got room to go. It's across the 30. Foot race time.
Maybe one man
40, 30, 20, 10, 5, touchdown Mavericks! Bennett in the backfield. Ross in the gun. Fakes the handoff. Here comes the pressure. Steps up. Throws complete midfield. Breaks a tackle to the 40, and he could go. 20, 10, 5. Touchdown Mavericks. 2 receivers to the left. Ross running right with the option. Keeps it himself. Inside the 20, 10, 5. Touchdown Dallas Ross. Touchdown Mavericks.
So there you saw it, big victory for Morton Ranch. 37-20 was the final. And I mentioned Keontae Fiapui for the Rams. Absolute stud at quarterback for them. Had incredible runs from 87 to 95 yards, Bert. But Morton Ranch's quarterback, Dallas Ross, had a huge one there, as you saw, 91 yards. 2 explosive quarterbacks. A lot of fun in that game.
Yeah, exactly. That particular game was definitely not a defensive battle. 504 yards Morton Ranch put up, 373 did Mayde Creek. But on 2 plays, 181 yards of offense by Keontae. So what a game he had. And, that was a game where it could have went either way. Both of these teams felt confident going into that game. So that district over there this year, Katy, of course, always Katy. And but the rest of the field, there's some newcomers that could very easily move up and be competitive in that district.
That's going to be a tough thing. As a head coach, you see the game decided by some explosive plays that really go for big chunks of yardage, 91, 85, 95 yards. Some huge plays made by both of these quarterbacks. As a head coach, you get into the film room, on Saturday morning, and you're poring over it Sunday and Monday with the staff. I mean, these are things that, you kind of you shake your head at. And it's something that both of these head coaches in Mayde Creek and Morton Ranch are going to be poring over for the next couple of days.
Well, and one of them was a broken play, too. I mean, that's the kind of thing that just kills a coach. We've seen it the last couple of weeks. Saw it last week in Crosby. Saw Squirrel Williams actually have a ball that barely hit his hand. Could have been a disaster. Ended up turning into a 90-yard touchdown. And that's the kind of things you tell your defensive guys over and over and over again. Stay in your lane. Take care of your business. That way, then those big plays don't come out of something that was a broken play, especially with the speed you see at the quarterback position now.
Right. Goose Creek Memorial and Summer Creek were out at Turner Stadium on Thursday, and the voice, Jeremy Branham, was on the call, and Summer Creek turned it up a notch this week.
Move a receiver in motion. Fake it. It's Holcomb running right. Holcomb into the end zone. John Holcomb. First to the left, one to the right. Tied into the left side of the line. Holcomb the snap. Looking to throw. Throws a jump ball for Cormier. Right side of the end zone. Cormier leaps up and makes the grab. Side one to the far. Holcomb the snap. Drops back. Looks to throw. He's going to throw it. Looking for Cormier. Cormier makes the catch inside of the 10. And he's written down at the 5-yard line. From 5 yards out. Tight end on both sides. Two fullbacks in front. Motion man. Fake it to Cormier. It's Holcomb up the middle. Holcomb powering into the end zone from 3 yards out. Everett's off the right shoulder. Holcomb takes the snap. Fakes the handoff. Throws it right side. Caught again by Jones. Jones across the 15, 10, 5 and into the end zone. Kendon Jones showing off the speed. Myron will kick this as far as he can. It's over towards the numbers far side. And it's caught at the 30-yard line. It's Williams across the 35-40. Bounces outside to the 50. He's in Summer Creek territory to the 35-30. Kicker to beat. Blows by him down the sideline, and he's caught from behind by Myron. Looks like Cologne's in the shotgun back to the 6. Snap back, Cologne up the middle. Cologne looking for the goal line, and he pushes forward into the end zone. Vic Everett off the left shoulder. Baker, the fullback, just to the right side of the quarterback Holcomb. Handoff Everett. He runs over the fullback Baker, looking for the end zone, and he's in. Darius Everett gets into the end zone for the first time tonight.
42-7 winners, Summer Creek over Goose Creek Memorial. 430 yards total offense for Summer Creek, just 169 for Goose Creek Memorial. A dominating performance by the Bulldogs.
Yeah, and I talked about it last night. You know, John Holcomb's right now committed to A&M, and this kid's big, got a big arm, and does a great job of looking downfield. And more importantly, when he decides to go, shows his speed, but of course, with his size, he has the ability to turn north and south and run over cornerbacks and safety. So
right.
A&M, it seems like they continue to find all of these great quarterbacks to head their way, and he's another good one headed that direction.
Seven Lakes and Tompkins were at it on Thursday. Seven Lakes looking for their first victory on the season, while Tompkins was looking to get to even 500 at 2 wins and 2 losses. On the call from Legacy Stadium was Patrick Creighton. Take a look.
And up the middle, up is Ben Yeager, is into the end zone for the touchdown. George Ben Yeager with a 20-yard touchdown. 2 receivers left, Batten in the gun, takes a snap, looking left. Now fires left, has a man open, makes a guy miss, 10-5, touchdown Spartans. 2 receivers right, here comes the blitz. Batten keeps it right side, gets a block, 10-5, touchdown Spartans. Now it's 3rd and 10 from the 15. Batten will throw again, jailbreak blitz, they dump the screen, Anderson 5 to the end zone, touchdown Spartans. 15-yard reception, you get through. Batten will give it to Anderson. Bisks through the middle, 30, 25, 20, get to the far sideline, 10, 5, touchdown Spartans. Wow. Kinsler in motion. Mayberry throws over the middle. It's caught. Prom into the end zone, touchdown. Tyler Prom in traffic with a tough catch.
Seven Lakes and Tompkins. There you saw it. Seven Lakes just eking by 28-20, and they pick up their first win of the season. Always an important one to get that first one down. Obviously, their season hadn't started like they'd wanted it to, but you know, there's a lot of football left, Bert, in this regular season.
Well, and again, we talked about it briefly earlier. You know, with the storm, you know, you're only in week 3 of play, so right now teams are just kind of finding who are their starters. You didn't get those early games where you got an opportunity to play some people, work through some different things, and you know, if anyone is injured, you know, it's just a lot of things going on right now. But I think everything I've seen so far in these first 3 weeks, going to have some really good football come out of the Houston area this year.
Pearland and Elsick was our final game that we had for you on Thursday. We'll let you look at the highlights here. It was a very close game and an important game. I mentioned this for Pearland, the new head coach looking to get his squad started off on the right foot. Obviously, their season the first couple of weeks, as everybody was affected by Harvey, did not do so. Did they do it on Thursday night? Take a look.
So they got a fresh set of downs here. They looked awfully good against Pasadena Memorial last week, racking up all those points. And I'm sure they're going to look to do that again here. Going long this time, wide open in the middle, and that is one of the keys to the 10-5 end zone. Pearland gets a touchdown, a 58-yard strike. But it is a first down. First and goal, actually, and right up the middle, trying to get into the end zone, but I think he slid before he got in. No indication quite yet. And they're going to mark him down at the 1-yard line. Though we've seen a lot of quarterback sneaks from Austin Landry, and he's going to keep it himself here, and I think he's got it this time. And it is another Pearland Oiler touchdown. And again, it's going to be Benefield. He looks one way, doesn't like what he sees, so he's going to go the other. He dives towards the corner in the end zone. Another Pearland Oiler touchdown. Jalen Benefield. Pinkston's got it. He's going to throw this one downfield. That's going to be caught and into the end zone for another Pearland Oiler touchdown. Is Malcolm Linton makes one here. I think that's his first reception. Benefield somehow stays on his feet after stopping that tackle. He's towards the end zone and in. What a run from Benefield again. Not only to break a tackle and keep his footing after being pushed back, but getting into the end zone. Really nothing since then. Throwing this one downfield. It's in the end zone, and it is going to be caught. Touchdown, Elsick on an amazing grab in the back of the end zone by who else? James Wadsworth. Wing T, a sweep. Pretty good run, and now into the end zone. Elsick is going to reach double digits, and holding that ball up high with his right hand was Brian Smith as he finds the end zone after making
39-14, the final. Pearland getting its first win, and a big win for the Oilers.
Yeah, you know, they come out and they played Manville the first week, and so, you know, it was a game that, you know, they didn't look very impressive in, but they come out last night, district play started, and, you know, and you're going to go through that. You got a new head coach, different style, even though he's been there, you know, so Tony Heath, long time head coach there, stepping down this year. Mm-hmm. So Pearland program strong, great school, great tradition, and you know, they look to be really competitive last night.
Second win. I made a mistake. I said their first. It is their second win. They're now 2-1 on the season. So an important win for the Pearland Oilers. That was Thursday night's action. Coming up, we're going to take you to New Caney and Dayton, Jersey Village and Cy Woods, Langham Creek and Cy Ridge, which was a good one, and Atascocita and Kingwood all in action Friday night. But before we do that, we've got Bailey Logsdon, who did some great work this week, had our male and female athletes of the week, the Houston Chronicle Editor's Choice. And we're going to hit the female athlete of the week first, an incredible one, Faith Marabella, Friendswood High School right side hitter. Take a look at what Bailey Logsdon found for us this past week.
Hey guys, Bailey Logsdon out here at Friendswood High School with the Lady Mustangs, here to present this week's Houston Chronicle Female Athlete of the Week, presented by Texan Live, Faith Marabella. Faith, you're this week's Female Athlete of the Week, so tell me what that means to you.
Well, it was very important to me. At the beginning of the week, I found out that I was nominated for it, and it was really exciting. Once I told my family, they were really happy for me, and it's just a big thing for me because this is like my first huge award, so it's really exciting.
It's been crazy after the storm. Last week you had 39 kills. Now y'all are 4-0 in district. Tell me how you and your team are ready to keep that streak going.
Well, after the hurricane, we had some voluntary practices, and of course, for Friendswood, we all came together and we helped clean up houses, and we had the practices, and all of us were here, and we've just been working really hard to reach our goal, which is playoffs and then state. We are 4-0 now, which is really good. We have some competitive teams, and we've been finishing out pretty strong, so we should do good this season. I'm really excited.
she's done a great job on the right side. She's been one of our go-to hitters, and just really, came into that leadership role.
And she talked to me about leadership. She said how important it is between every point to pump her team up and lead by example on the teammates. So do you think she does a good job of that?
Yeah, I think so. We have a couple of seniors that are a great group together. She's really listened and been a good teammate and worked on some of those things, and she's done a really good job of that.
Being a leader, whenever I was nominated captain, was really exciting because I would always look up to the other captains on the team, like years ago whenever I started as a freshman on varsity. And I was just like, wow, I want that to be me one day. And now that it's finally came, I just want to do my best to, between every point, just get our team together and say, hey, we got this, and just to be very vocal on the court and just lead the team.
And talk to me a little bit about your plans after high school.
I'm committed to Arkansas Fort Smith, where I will be going for 4 years of college, and I committed on July 16th, and it was the best decision I've ever made in my life, so I'm very excited for the future.
All right, well, good luck, and good luck with the rest of your season.
Thank you so much.
Faith Marabella, an impressive young woman at Friendswood High School. Great work by Bailey Logsdon. And she had a chance to catch up with an impressive young man, Grant Gunnell, 6'6", junior quarterback at St. Pius X High School, just on the north side of Houston, an A&M commit. Take a look at Bailey Logsdon's conversation with Grant Gunnell.
It's Bailey Logsdon out here at St. Pius High School with the Panthers to present this week's Houston Chronicle Male Athlete of the Week, quarterback junior Grant Gunnell. What does it mean to you to have an athlete like Grant Gunnell?
Having him here is kind of like having an extra extension of me on the field. He's able to get us in and out of good plays. He's able to see things, I think, this year that he didn't see last year, and he's able to change us out of good bad plays and get us in good ones. And I think that's just kind of a testament to his work ethic and what he's done in the off season, and he's put in the time in the weight room, in the classroom, and out here on the field with these guys, so it's starting to pay off.
Grant, you are this week's Male Athlete of the Week, so talk to me about what that means to you.
It's huge. I really thank all my teammates, my offensive line for keeping me protected, and defense for getting stops, and my receivers.
Your stats are incredible, so how are you going to keep that up through the season?
We're just going to stick to our game plan. My receivers are getting open, making it easy for me, stick to my reads, and then defense is going to keep getting stops for us.
So far, he has 1,576 yards, 23 touchdowns, and no interceptions. Those numbers and those stats speak for themselves. So talk to me about what kind of teammate and person he is.
Those stats right there are some guys' entire season. And so I think for having him come out and the camaraderie we have amongst our team, Grant's our defense's biggest fan when they're out there. He's cheering those guys on. This is probably the closest knit team I've ever had, and that shows, and kind of all starts with Grant. He's our leader. He was here all summer. He didn't miss a workout. So, all of that's transitioned and carried over to the season so far. So he's been doing a great job for us.
What would you say would be a goal that you have for your team this year, and how do you think that Grant's going to carry out that goal?
Last year we were fortunate enough. We had an undefeated season. We won a district championship. We went and played for a state semifinalist, but we lost that game to get to the state championship. So as successful as that season was, our kids thought it was a failure because we didn't get to play for a state championship. So this year we're trying to take it 1 week at a time. We have the 1-0 mentality that Tom Herman instilled in everybody. So we're kind of taking that approach, but ultimately our goal is to win a state championship.
Again, great work from Bailey Logsdon there, catching up with our male and female athletes of the week. The Houston Chronicle's Editor's Choice in Faith Marabella and Grant Gunnell. Now, here's the impressive thing about Grant Gunnell and what I wanted to talk about. He's had one of the most impressive, in fact, the most impressive start to a football season, Bert, that I've ever seen, maybe the state of Texas has ever seen. 77 touchdowns is the single season record set last season by a kid out of Leveland, and that kid was Nick Gerber. Well, Grant Gunnell's on pace to throw 84 touchdown passes this season, Bert. 10 in his latest game last week. Just incredible.
Well, you just look at the size of him. You just saw it right there. And the young man, he's got a good head on his shoulders. He definitely knows how to read. You heard his coach talking about it. You know, and when you hear a coach talk about you're an extension of him, you know, as a junior, last year had a phenomenal year, got an opportunity to watch him some. And, you know, he just is that kind of kid, and, you know, and that's what you want to see. And, of course, that normally translates into great things as he moves to the next levels.
Right, and Gunnell, as I mentioned, is a Texas A&M commit. He's got a couple of weapons that he can throw to and has been throwing to a ton in Northwest commit Jacob Jefferson and Florida State pledge Jalen Curry. So we'll definitely have to keep a lot of eyes on Grant Gunnell for the remainder of this high school football season. Still 4 games to get to from Friday night action, and we'll take you out to New Caney and Dayton. That was an exciting ball game there in New Caney and Dayton. Dayton 2-1 coming into this one. New Caney ranked 9th in 5A, Bert. I think that surprised a lot of people. Maybe they thought they should have been a little bit higher, maybe cracking the top 5. We'll take you out. Dayton, New Caney, Texan Drive Stadium. Chase Snyder was on the call.
Cooper, play action fake, and it's a beauty. He's going to go deep, looking for Dwight McLaughlin. He makes the catch, breaks a tackle. McLaughlin to the corner, touchdown New Caney. Cooper to throw, near side, McLaughlin. Did he make that catch? He did, touchdown. What a catch by Dwight McLaughlin. Off the fingertips in the corner. Tackled on the play by Ty Warwick. In motion, that's Lovely on the jet sweep. Lovely explodes into the open field. Jermon Lovely in for the touchdown. First down and goal coming up from the 2. Cooper, Jones diving into the end zone. Touchdown, New Caney.
27-17, the final there as the Eagles top the Broncos. Dwight McLaughlin's 63-yard touchdown grab was one of the highlights in that ball game, as you saw, and an important one, as this was a fairly close ball game, and could have been a little bit closer, Bert. But Langham Creek and Jersey Village and Cy Woods is where we'll go next. A couple of teams with 1 up and 1 down on the season, looking to get above the 500 mark. Neither one of them ranked. They were out at Cy-Fair FCU Stadium. Scott Weiss was on the call.
Bring up second down and goal from the 5 for the Falcons off the right side. Here comes Raymond Richardson. Reed off the left side, makes a move, score, Falcons. And just like that, the Jersey Village Falcons go up 6-0. Quarterback for Cy Woods will look for the play call. Dawson, the tailback. Off the left side of the tee is Christian Scott. And off the right side of the tee is Vitato. Up the middle with Bobby Dotson, and he'll score. So the Wildcats will go. Jackson Jones gets to play. Dotson, his lone setback. He'll pitch it the left side now. 45-40. Across the 35. Makes a move at the 30. There goes Arkovic. Arkovic at the 10, 5. Touchdown, Woods.
First down for Cy Woods.
Potato off the right side. Barrientos off the left. Morgan will stay right down the middle behind Jackson Jones. 2 receivers out of this set. 1 wide to the right. They'll pitch it to Barrientos off the right side. Gets the corner at the 10, 5. Touchdown, Barrientos. It's easier just to run a play in, but what do I know? Left inside that left hash for Richardson. Option right, pitches right to Flowers. Cuts it at the 5, touchdown. From 5 yards out for Kendon Flowers. Halftime here at Cy-Fair FCU. Barrientos will go in motion. They'll go option right to Barrientos at the 5. Touchdown! Second touchdown of the night for Jack Barrientos. Simon Richardson, pro set to the right. Kendon Flowers off the right side, looking for running. Bangs his way home! Touchdown for the Jersey Village Falcons. Sidelines, Raymond Richardson's got the play now. He'll go trips to the right, short side of the field, 1 wide to the left. Flowers off his left shoulder. Richardson spread out to himself, quarterback keeper. He'll spin his way into the end zone. Touchdown.
Touchdown, Jersey
Twins split out wide to the right. They'll pitch it this time to Barrientos. Barrientos will throw it to Sherrill at the 5. Touchdown! Morgan will check in. They'll give it to Moak. Keeping it himself off the left side. Jackson Jones. 10, 5, still on his feet. Touchdown!
Well, there you go. Cy Woods, 42-35 victors over Jersey Village. Cy Woods improving to 2-1 on the season. 565 yards of total yardage this evening for the Wildcats to 295, Bert, for the Falcons. But the difference in this ball game, 224-yard punt return yards for the Falcons. The Wildcats amazingly escaping massive issues on special teams.
Well, exactly, and this is one of those ball games you look back at it, and again, this district is so competitive week in and week out. You've got to find a way to win the game at the end, and that's what Cy Woods did.
That's exactly what they did. Langham Creek and Cy Ridge were at it on Friday night. 2-0 Langham Creek coming into this ball game. Cy Ridge looking for their first victory. It was going to be a tough go of it against the 12th ranked Langham Creek squad. On the call from Pridgeton Stadium was Eric Folkerts. Take a look.
Smith waiting the shotgun snap, now gets the snap, rolls out to the left. It looks like the last play they just ran to get him down here. Smith got the corner, he turns and he's running upfield, he gets inside the pylon for the touchdown. Play clock, we're in an I, Fletcher dotting it. Porter takes the handoff, now we got a little bootleg action out here to the left. Throws out there, Noah Smith wide open, touchdown Rams. 3 receivers left, tight end to the right, Fletcher in the backfield with Smith. Now we fake to Fletcher and Smith busts it up the right side and he's got a gap. He's going to make a juke move and he's going to go right down the middle for a touchdown.
Coach Etten scored from 100.
The snap. Now we got quarterback sweep to the right. He's got blockers in front. Oh, there he goes.
He's gone.
He is gone down the sideline for the touchdown and he knows it right away. Snap back to Heron and we got quarterback sneak to the right. This is the one they scored on last time. He's got the edge again. Heron burst of speed is going to get him into the end zone for a touchdown for the Langham Creek Lobos. Men offset to the right. Heron waiting for the snap. Takes the ball back. He's looking. Stands in there. Throws deep down the middle. He's got a wide receiver wide open. Ojunta, if he can get in the end zone and hang on to his own feet. And he is in for the 66-yard touchdown pass for the Lobos. And that took all of 12 seconds for the Lobos right now, Coach.
We're going to take you out to Atascocita and Kingwood, a big area rival here, Bert, up in the Lake Houston area. Atascocita, 1-1 on the season. Now, the Houston Chronicle came out with their high school football rankings just this past week. Bert, they had Atascocita ranked 20th in 6A. Kingwood, 0-2 on the season, looking for their first win. Maybe thinking they could catch Atascocita at the right time after Atascocita lost 41-0 to Klein Collins just 1 week ago. Well, did they? Take a look.
Play in Kingwood territory. Another fake here. Rowe has got more room to work with. He's down to the 10, to the 5, and he's going to be tackled right at the 1, but he'll get into the end zone. Atascocita will score first on a Jack Rowe 22-yard touchdown run. First down and 10 from their own 49-yard line, and they've broken this one open again out of the 30-yard line up the middle. He might be gone to the 15, 10, 5, end zone, touchdown Atascocita. This is unbelievable. Again, it's to Carlos Demeriti, this time with a 52-yard touchdown run.
Wishful thinking, Atascocita getting the best of Kingwood this evening, 63-7. Huge story here, really, because after being shut out last week, 41-0 at the hands of Klein Collins, to put up 63 points on anybody, Bert, I mean, that is huge for a football program. A young one at that, with, I believe, 6 sophomores starting on offense.
Well, yeah, and they actually scored 3 of their first 4 touchdowns. They put up 21.
Impressive.
They put up 21 points on 4 touches, and it's just one of those situations where I was a little surprised Kingwood came out as flat as they were defensively, because Atascocita last year made it all the way to the semifinals, got beat by Lake Travis. Year before made it to the regional. And it's just one of those situations where Atascocita lost a lot. Davion Boyd, a lot of good offensive players, and like you said, they got a lot of young people starting this year. Defense for Atascocita, grew up in this area, know their defense is going to be strong, but they got the little team up in their district called North Shore, and Coach K, I know, will be ready when the time comes.
Yeah, and North Shore, as we make mention, they took care of business tonight in their homecoming against Baytown Sterling. But just one note, and really a question for you, Bert, just about this Atascocita squad. I mean, putting up some of the most impressive offensive and defensive numbers that we'd seen this weekend in high school football. Do you worry a little bit about, even though it's still early this season, if Atascocita is going to be able to continue to put up the points offensively with such a young group? Or is this a situation where, hey, you put 63 on the board, the rest is cake, even though conference is starting?
I don't necessarily. I know Coach Stump, he's won, and then he starts coaching the next game immediately tomorrow morning. And and Coach K, you look around, all the great coaches, Gary Joseph last week, Bailey had a great interview with him, and I apologize, the week before last, and Coach Joseph said, as good as this one is, it's one game. And, and that's what great coaches say. These games, state championships, were not won tonight. They're setting a tone for where you'll be seated as you get later into the year. But you learn from them, you go back, you figure out where your weaknesses are, you strengthen that. And I guarantee you that's what all these coaches will do. And looking forward to some great football. And we got a whole bunch more tomorrow.
Absolutely. And speaking of tomorrow, you can catch it here on TexanLive.com. Kingwood Park and Porter. Kingwood Park entering tomorrow night's game at 1-1. Porter looking to get back to the 500 mark and their second win on the season. Katy and Katy Taylor in a big game, I think, for both. That'll be out at Legacy Stadium. Patrick Creighton will be on the call for that one. Katy looking to improve to a perfect 3-0 on the season. They, of course, Bert, are #1 ranked overall in the initial Houston Chronicle rankings to start this season. Do you agree with that at this point in time, given their struggles out of the gate?
Well, the only team that I saw so far, and of course Westfield struggled tonight. I thought Westfield was really a team that could potentially be a little bit better with the way that they did handle North Shore. But you saw them tonight. Spring gave them all they wanted. It took them to overtime. They got the win, though, and for Coach Meekin, and that's a big deal. And then, of course, Klein Collins, Drew Sabota's done a great job there. A lot of big kids, and got an opportunity to go back and rewatch that game last week where they've got a lot of dominant players on both sides of the ball. So, again, you look at Lamar, you can go around the city. There's still some other really, really good teams in there. But Dickinson beats Ridge Point last week in double overtime, and then Friendswood, beats them tonight in double overtime. So that's the great part about high school football. It's a week-to-week sport, and everybody's.
I think that's a good point. You're still trying to figure out, what's up, what's down. Who's who here. I was at the North Shore Baytown Sterling game this evening, and I heard Coach K tell his guys at halftime, I want to see good teammates in this second half. I want to see you start to build something. And look, first conference game, homecoming, you've got a goal, and it's the wheels start to, you have to set them in motion now. And I hearken back, and I'll use North Shore as an excellent example. The year they won state in 2015, they lost their first 3 games of the season to Manville, Westfield, and Euless Trinity. Nobody had them pegged to go to state after beginning 0-3. Best part about that for them, none of them were conference games.
Yep.
Conference games start, it's the real deal.
Yeah, those district games are so important. But, I made a joke to Coach K that, all you left was the Green Bay Packers out of that. If you'd played them the first game and then the next 3. But, that's what coaches want to do. Coaches, you take like the Woodlands. The Woodlands lost to Katy, but they lost for 3 seconds. They ran the opening kickoff back. Woodland's another great team that, I apologize, didn't give them the credit that they have due. The Woodlands has got a very solid ball. Coach Smith does a great job year in and year out there. They've got a couple track stars that are absolutely can fly.
That's a squad that always seems to be there at the end and could be a thorn in a lot of programs' side. Also coming up on Saturday, Splendora and Humble, 2 1-1 squads. Cy Lakes and Cy Falls, they'll be out at Cy Fair FCU Stadium. Cy Springs and Cy Creek. Aldine and MacArthur are our Texan Live games for a very busy and very exciting Saturday.
Well, and I want to make sure I give credit to everybody in this room, and we go around this studio tonight. Jesse Wolf, Russell Lambert, Bailey, which we've seen her tonight, Heather Coffey, Mark Johnson, my wife Cindy. It was unbelievable. We lost everything. We lost this building that we're in tonight, had about 4.5 foot of water in it, and we rebuilt it in the last 2 weeks. And my commitment to high school sports, my commitment to giving back to our community, the different ways that we have, and just something I really enjoy. And looking forward to a great year with you. Our partnership with, of course, Hearst Media and Cron.com High School Sports. We're going to bring high school sports at a new level to the city of Houston, and looking forward to a great year. And got a great team built around me. Can't thank everybody enough. Walked in here 2 days ago, looked around going, this isn't going to happen. But here we are.
Some way, somehow it did. And thank you to you, Bert Brocker, for allowing us all to be a part of this and enjoy great athletes in this great community. I did a game with you a couple of weeks back, and I heard you say it 4 times. I got my life back tonight. You got to call high school football, and you've called a lot of high school football over the course of the last couple of weeks since you and I called that game. And I've not met a guy with a bigger heart for the community and love of sport and love of athletes at the high school level.
Well, and you take and you look at all the ones that have already come up here. You got Ed Oliver, University of Houston, Derek King, that was at you look at all these kids, Tyree, that's at Florida. You can go around, Rodney Porter.
Sure.
You can go on and on and on, and it's so cool. You got an opportunity, to see these young men mature their way through high school and now playing at the next level. And of course, pretty soon they'll be playing on Sundays, and that will be the ultimate goal. And then later on, we'll have the 30-30. So anyway, just a phenomenal deal.
Bert doesn't get ahead of himself at all. Already talking about a 30 for 30. E60 coming up, yeah.
And I want to make sure the one person I didn't forget, Eric Winston. Eric Winston bought part of the company. Eric Winston is my business partner. And, Eric does a lot with, he's the president of NFL Players Association. And of course, Stephen, just a lot of great people, and I'm sure I'm forgetting somebody. I've got a great team. We got over 30 employees that travel around doing games for us, and each and every one of you can't be appreciated more. Jeremy Branham helps set the docket every week with the announcers and everything else. So anyway, that's what I got.
It was a great job by all, and we look forward to bringing you Texan Live high school football wrap-up shows for the rest of the season. Continue to join us. Follow these kids, follow these young athletes, and we bring it to you right here each and every week. Texan High School Football Wrap-Up Show, presented in partnership with Cron.com. Thanks for watching. Shaun Bijani, the head coach himself, Bert Brocker. Have a great evening, everyone.